Howdy, folks, and welcome to a 3-minute breakdown on Faust, the enigmatic doctor. We will be discussing his basic game plan, his strengths and weaknesses, and what you're going to be wanting to do with him in matches to keep control. Faust is a bit of a mixed bag, with him having decent tools in neutral and offense, but he has weak defense in high-pressure situations and struggles sometimes with taking his turn back. He relies on random items from what could this be, and then chooses game plans based around what items he gets or what he needs to do to keep throwing items. He has good buttons to control the match with 6P, 5K, and far slash, with some excellent, albeit unsafe, options in 2H, 5H, and his special move Thrust. His movement options are decent, with his air dash and air moves like 2K or Love giving him good ways to mix up his air approach. Finally, Scarecrow can be devastating when used with a Roman cancel to get directly on top of your opponent. Control the screen, use every knockdown to toss an item, and use mix-ups like Scarecrow Roman cancel into command grab as an ace in the hole. Faust can play like a jack of all trades. He can play a zoning game by using item toss as a bait to win trades with his long neutral attacks. He can play the rushdown game after knockdown with sequences like item toss into 2K into dust, and he can get some decent damage with enough meter. His ability to change his air trajectories makes him hard to predict, and he has many unsafe options that can be made safer with powerful special move cancels. He really can be a god of random, and when you get good RNG, it can become a chaotic nightmare for your opponent to block all of the potential damage sources. Faust suffers the most from his lack of fast normals in high pressure or corner situations, how unsafe many of his attacks leave him on whiff as well as block, and his overall low damage compared to the work you have to put in. If you just use tools like 2H, 6H, 2K, or Thrust without canceling into another move, it's painfully easy for your opponent to counter you with crazy damage. Once you get put in the corner by most of the characters in this game, you are relying on the game's defensive mechanics to save you and not as much the tools from Faust's kit. Finally, his damage output is lacking compared to most of the roster. His low damage makes him feel like a set play character that uses multiple setups to keep winning trades, but you'll struggle to keep your turn after 1 or 2 knockdowns, with most of the cast having at least one faster button than is fast as normal. Your goal as Faust is to embrace the random while keeping a strong sense of how you can control the match. You need to seize good item toss opportunities and know when to abandon your turn when you get something bad like a trumpet toss after knockdown. The rest of his kit gives him decent pathways to move around unconventionally, and he can really feel like a Rekka character with how many of his moves can be cancelled into another attack to allow for some mix-ups and strings. You have to be decent at prediction with many of his zoning moves, so this character takes a lot of ability to read your opponent. I recommend this character for players that read their opponents and not for players that like to make a game plan and stick to their flowchart. You have to pray to RNGesus every day you wake up and put on the doctor's brown face bag. Diagnose your opponent and choose a proper procedure to take care of them, just like the good Dr. Faust would want. I hope you enjoyed this gameplay breakdown of Faust. Subscribe for more character breakdowns and gameplay, and as always, stay groovy.